Larry Vickers and the Auburn Tigers have an interesting season in front of them. Oh, and before I get too far into it, if you're on YouTube, I have Academy Sports and Outdoors products that are going to be on cards, four of them. So if you're an Auburn Tigers fan, you can choose from Auburn products from Academy Sports and Outdoors. I love me some Academy Sports and Outdoors. Love camping. I'm a redneck, of course I do. I don't do the sports as much anymore. My body doesn't really do that kind of thing. I should probably get into golf, but, well, no. I'm a redneck. Me and golf, no. I know there's some rednecks that play it. I don't. I used to use golf balls to put into a modified potato gun. That's about it. But yeah, they've got a lot of good stuff there. So check them out. But let's get into Auburn. Auburn just lost Harrison Koulibaly, transferred to Tennessee. Katie Lee transferred to North Carolina State. Maya Petticord graduated. Ariel Jackson graduated. And Gina Beloso graduated. Eric Ngui transferred to Nebraska. So you had three good players. Harrison Koulibaly was the leading scorer on the Auburn Tigers team this past season. Um, Katie Lee led in rebounds and blocks. And also, Clara Koulibaly, different spelling than Harrison Koulibaly, transferred to Wichita State. That's probably one of those, hey, you know, might be better for you to go. This past year, they only had two players that averaged in double digits. That was Harrison Koulibaly and Caitlin Duhan, who's staying, by the way. Duhan's staying. Now, Katie Lee averaged 9.5 points, so she could give you double digits on occasion. They went 15 and 17, so they didn't even have a winning season. They averaged 59.3 points, which is pathetic. 31.4 rebounds a game, pathetic. 9.4 assists, really pathetic. 10.7 steals, though. That I have to give them credit for. 10.7 steals is a strong number. 2.9 blocks, getting close to pathetic. 16.3 or 16.2 turnovers. That's pathetic in itself. You shouldn't be turning over the ball that much, but it wasn't that big of a deal. 38.6 field goal percentage. That really is pathetic. 27% 3-point percentage. Kind of pathetic there, too. And 70.6 free throw percentage. Eh. It's an eh. So they had one really good stat, a couple of stats, and the rest of them were pathetic. So I'm not surprised that Larry Vickers probably told a few of his folks, "Hey, y'all can go," but he kept six players, five guards. Plus, he's got another one coming in. So we're going to cover this team by the numbers, as I always do. You're looking at he's got three, seven transfers coming in. Got two recruits coming in, actually. So six are staying, two recruits, and seven transfers. So we're going to cover all these. Uh, so this is going to be an interesting one. On top of the fact that one of the transfers actually started out at Auburn. And so we're going to take a look at this team. We're going to take a look, see if it's going to be worth a winning season or if it's going to give them a winning season or not. I don't know, in all honesty, but got a few good players coming in, got a few good players that stayed, so let's get into it. So, welcome to Redneck Sports Channel. I cover women's basketball on here because this seems to be what everybody wants to watch.
Artlist.io.
I have an SEC bias. I have an American Athletic Conference bias. Why? Because I love both those conferences, both in football and in basketball, primarily women's basketball. Yes, once in a while I'll cover other sports, but we focus on women's basketball because that's what you folks seem to want. Now let's get into this. Okay, the first player we're going to cover is Caitlin Duhon. She was the second leading scorer, played in all 32 of the games, 31 minutes a game. She's a guard. 10 points, 4.5 rebounds, zero point 0.9 assists, 3.2 steals. She led in steals. I mean, 3.2 is epic numbers. Zero point 0.8 blocks, 1.8 turnovers, so not that bad, but her shooting a little off. 40.7 field goal percentage, 27.6 3-point percentage, but 78.8 free throw percentage. It basically says she needs to be a little bit more disciplined in where she's shooting from. Jamia Harris is staying. She was a fifth leading scorer, played in all 32 games, 25.8 minutes a game, 7.5 points, 3.2 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1.2 steals, zero point 0.3 blocks, 2.2 turnovers though. That's way too much. And her shooting shows she's a little bit undisciplined. 33.2 field goal percentage, 26.7 3-point percentage, and 77.5 free throw percentage. So you're looking at somebody, you're looking at another player needs to learn how to be just a little bit more disciplined. Sanaya Richardson, a little bit further down the list. Played in 30 games, 13.7 minutes a game, 3.3 points, 1.1 rebounds, 1.3 assists, zero point 0.8 steals, no blocks, one turnover, 31.3 field goal percentage, 23.2 3-point percentage, 50% free throw percentage. So this is saying that not only is she not that disciplined in her shot selection, she's not that good of a shooter. But she's staying. The coach thinks that she's going to be worth something. Eva Garabedian is staying. She was a walk-on. She only had one game she played in for 3 minutes and literally no stats. Syria Daniels, another far down the list, did play in 30 games though. 12.8 minutes a game, 2.3 points a game, 1.5 rebounds, zero point 0.4 assists, 0.6 steals, 0.2 blocks, 0.7 turnovers, 32.5 field goal percentage, 21.6 3-point percentage, and 50% free throw percentage. I don't know. Coming from Ole Miss, here's a transfer. Thera Theanu. She's from Mali, led Ole Miss in steals, was the fourth leading scorer, played in 29 of 36 games, 28.3 minutes a game, 9.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, so strong on the rebounding, 2.3 assists, 1.7 steals, zero point 0.5 blocks, 1.2 turnovers, 37% field goal percentage, 27.3 3-point percentage, and 78.2 free throw percentage. Coming from Indiana is a Dutch woman by the name of Phoenix Stottingen. She was way down on the list. She played 24 of their 32 games, 14.3 minutes a game, 2.1 points, 0.7 rebounds, 1 assist, 0.1 steals, 0.2 blocks, 1.3 turnovers, 26% field goal percentage, 12.8 3-point percentage, and 61.5 free throw percentage. Coming from Seton Hall is Sahara Bishop. She's another one. Well, she was fifth leading scorer, played in all 32 games, 22.6 minutes a game, 8.4 points, 3.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 0.5 steals, 0.1 blocks, 1.8 turnovers, 36.1 field goal percentage, 29.6 3-point percentage, but 80.2 free throw percentage. So it's showing there that she could be a good shooter if she gets some discipline where she's shooting from. They do have a top 100 recruit, Zaniah Williams. She's played a couple of different schools. She went around in her high school years. Went to played club ball in West Virginia, played high school ball in both New York and Florida. Nationally, she was like number 45 recruit for Rivals, number 5 in her point guard position, number 5 in another spot, or number 6, sorry. In her state. ESPN had her 54th, 24/7 had her 55th, and as the 8th point guard and 7th in her state. It's an interesting choice. She looks like she's going to be really good, but these guards are needing to learn how to shoot. I'm probably going to say it. Shooting matters. I've already covered this in a video. Shooting matters. Okay, so let's take a look at the forwards. A center slash forward who didn't really play that much last year. Okay, did not play at all, or really that much at all last year. Is Kanira Montague. Nira is what she goes by. Montague only played 2 games, 19 minutes in each average for those 2 games, 5.5 points. That's solid right there. 4.5 rebounds. Holy cow. 0.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 57.1 field goal percentage. Didn't do 3-pointers like a center forward should do. 75% free throw percentage. I like what she could do for this team. Uh, 2 transfers from Miami. No joke. 2 transfers from Miami. Jessica Peterson and Danielle Osho. Um, Jessica Peterson is about halfway down the list. Only played 5 games, 15.2 minutes a game, 6 points, 6.4 rebounds. That's solid right there. Zero point 0.6 assists, 0.2 steals, zero point 0.6 blocks, zero point 0.8 turnovers, 56% field goal percentage, 28.6 free throw percentage. Now that really, she plays primarily a center position though. Danielle Osho, more of a forward, played 29 of their 33 games, 14.7 minutes a game, 2.5 points though. 2.9 rebounds, zero point 0.6 assists, 0.5 steals, 0.2 blocks, 0.7 turnovers, 27.6 field goal percentage, 17.8 3-point percentage, and 47.8 free throw percentage. That is what it is. Savannah Scott is coming from Central Florida, but at the same time, she had originally came from she had been recruited to Auburn, went to Central Florida, and is coming back to Auburn. Uh, she's a center, so they've got 3 centers. This is just weird. Uh, Played 30 games, 13 and a half minutes a game, 5 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, zero point 0.4 assists, 0.1 steals, 0.4 blocks, 1.1 turnover, 57% field goal percentage, no 3-pointers, 76.3 free throw percentage. So, okay. Um, and Ashley Knox is a guard slash forward. She's a tall guard or a small forward. Primarily plays small forward though. Uh, was number 94 in the Rivals listing. Number 7 in the small forward position. Number 10 in her state. ESPN had her as a 71st player. 24/7 had her 62nd and 15th for her position, and number 3 in her state, which was Florida. She basically stayed with the same school, so she's a solid player from, and as a small forward, that can be really interesting. But I'm looking at these forwards, and same problem I have with the guards. Their shooting is eh. That's about it. It's eh. Okay. Larry Vickers has got a solid team coming in. I mean, Caitlin Duhan is staying. Jemiah Harris is staying. Those are two solid players that he's got that are staying. Kanira Montague looks like she could have a massive impact. Snia Richardson, not bad. Sierra Theanu did really good things at Ole Miss. Phoenix started in not bad. Zahara Bishop, not bad. Jessica Peterson and Danielle Osho, not bad. Savannah Scott, not bad. That's what this team's going to be, not bad. Now, Larry Vickers knows how to build up a team. He started out being he comes from Norfolk State. When I say comes from Norfolk State, he played at Norfolk State. He was an assistant and associate head coach for the men's basketball team. Switched over to being the interim head coach for um, after some problems with their head coach and stayed on there for 9 years. The last 3 years he was there, they were 26-7, 27-6, 30-5. Made it to NCAA first round all 3 years. The year before that went 17-12. Made it to WNIT first round. He had a 64.1 winning record there. 64.1% winning record. Has 3 MEAC tournament titles, 4 MEAC regular season titles. I can see him being able to do good things at Auburn, but I don't see him with this team being anything but middle of the road in the SEC. It'll be better than what he was. I mean, he went 15-17. They went they were next to last in the SEC. They went 3-13. They lost to Seton Hall in the right before the SEC turn games even started. So that's where he got to see Zahara Bishop. But the shooting percentages are just eh. I mean, seriously, the shooting percentages are just eh. And he's got some women that are going to do rebounding really well. That's going to be necessary. I have to give them that. The women that are coming in are going to be good replacements when it comes to rebounding. Steals are going to be an important part. I don't know about the blocks. That's going to be a little bit shaky, I think. They look like they can score somewhat. I'm not real thrilled about what their shooting is. So if they can't shoot, they can't score. Um, I think that's really going to be their biggest problem is scoring. I think that they're fixing several of their other issues. It's just the shooting problem. Maybe he'll work on that. I've already covered how shoot field goal percentage and field goal made is four of the top five. The four teams that made it into the final four, all four of them were the top four of the top five. So, but y'all tell me what you think, especially if you're an Auburn fan. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you're Can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker. I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.